going on YouTube? Khallid AKA Smoove Flipper. And this video, I'm going to go over a couple questions that you guys have asked. A couple days ago, I did make a post on my Instagram and in my Facebook group, just asking you guys to ask whatever questions you guys may have, and then I'll answer them in a video. So if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. Smoove Flipper. Post a lot of my pickups on there and some different tips and tricks. And if you aren't in my Facebook group, you're missing out a lot because I do post daily. I respond to pretty much every question that you may have, and I am the most active in that group. So be sure to do that. Check out the description, in this video down below, and you'll see both of those. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I got my phone here. I'm gonna just go over and scroll through the different posts on Facebook first, then I'm going to move over to Instagram. So the first question from Jack Beard goes, Yo, Khallid, my question is, do you think flipping cell phones is going to last for a while? Say years, decades. What are your thoughts? Much love from England. Keep up the awesome work, man. So to answer your question, Jack, yeah, I think phone flipping is going to last. It's going to last for a while, as long as companies are, coming out with new phones. As long as Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, all these different companies are in business, you're going to be in business. It's as simple as that. Um, I don't feel like there's any extra to say about that particular question, but we're us as flippers, we benefit from different promotions that these companies have. If Verizon is doing a buy one get one free, people will take advantage of that by buying one, getting one free, and then coming to you to sell you their brand new phone. So depending on what these different companies are doing as far as different promotions or people getting upgrades, you're gonna have phones. There's phones regardless, no matter what is going on. It's only gonna get better, in my opinion. Um, there are some people who doubt it. There's some people who don't know much about what we do, and their first thing is why. Like, this isn't gonna last long. This isn't a long business. But again, we last just as long as these different companies last, and I don't see Verizon or AT&T going anywhere for years. So again, it's only going to get better, in my opinion. And yeah, that's that. So I do think it's going to last for a while. 10 years, of course. Fazan says, what to do? Facebook and OfferUp are both removing my ads, and my ads keep getting flagged on Craigslist. All right. Now this happens a lot to people. They do get their ads flagged, and that's just because of the algorithm. I've talked about this plenty of times in my videos, my previous videos, just the algorithm. What I would say, and my response to this question would be, try posting at odd times. Let's say 3 in the morning. Try posting at 3 in the morning. When people aren't as active, try posting. Let's say if you do post 8 a.m. in the morning every single day, try posting at 8 p.m. Switch it up. As far as Craigslist, I think it's very important to have more than one Craigslist account, just because of that. You want to be able to post maybe twice on each account, every day if you can, or once every day, whatever works for you. But OfferUp, Facebook, they're all about algorithm. It's just how you word things, your pictures, the whole point or the goal in trying not to get ghosted is to make it seem like you are selling something. It doesn't take cash to put in your ads. Sometimes you have to just have some pictures, and just go about it that way. Try different things, all trial and error. At the end of the day, what I do or say may not work for the next person. It's working for me, it's working for this person, but that third person it might not work for. So it's all up to you to just do some trial and error, um, find out what works and what's working, and then stick to that. Try not to do too much and change it. All right. Rishi says, do you think a 12-year-old should start progressing more into phone flipping? Um, well, in my opinion, I think, the younger you are and wanting to start your own business or young entrepreneurs is something special. I feel like a lot of people, who live in our society are, programmed to, get a 9 to 5 job, work for 20, 30 years, get your retirement, retire, have that money. People are programmed, to do that. So for someone so young, 12 years old, to get to wanting to get started in this, I think that's good. That's great in my opinion. Get started. I would highly advise you to speak with your parents about this. Um, I would highly advise you to take your parents with you, or you go with your parents on different pickups and different sales you may do locally. Just have them heavily involved in this because it's all at the end of the day, it's a safety thing, and some people, it sucks to say it in this world. Even though you are 12 years old, there are some people who will try to take advantage of that, and they may try to rob you, whatever. So it's great that you are trying to start this at 12. It's very possible. Um, but again, have a parent or guardian with you at all times when it comes down to picking up the phones, and if you are selling locally, to sell locally. And also if you are, doing eBay, you have to have them, make an account so you can use, because PayPal doesn't allow you to use an account if you are under 18. So have them involved, talk to them about it. Make sure you let them know this is something that you want to do. Hopefully they are 100% supportive, and then you can make it work just by having them around when you are doing these deals and making these local sales. So it is possible, man. That's crazy that you were 12 and already wanting to do something like that. That's, when I was 12, I wasn't even thinking about, trying to make extra money and whatever. So that's really good. Next question, Broski. How It says how do flip? I guess it's how do phone flip. That's what it says. But how do you flip phones pretty much? This is a pretty simple question, but videos. You guys are there's tons of information in my Facebook group and in my YouTube channel. Um, you want to learn how to flip phones, you're at the right spot. So there's really not much to that particular question as far as answer, but you're in the right spot. Evan Evans. So just starting out, how do I get different SIM cards to test? So if you don't have SIM cards at all, there you can go to eBay, ebay.com, and they do have some lots you can check out for different SIM cards. You can get a Verizon, an AT&T, a Sprint, and a T-Mobile SIM card in a lot, maybe for like 15 bucks, and that's used just for bypassing the activation process when you are using iPhones, and also to check different ways of checking how if a phone's unlocked or stuff like that. So you do need a SIM card especially when you're dealing with iPhones. Just go on eBay. You can either buy the lot, or you can go ahead and buy them individually. And always check the phones you buy. People leave them in there all the time. I have about I say I have about 100 SIM cards. And I maybe bought maybe five um, on eBay. So you're gonna get a bunch of them when you buy phones. So check them, and you should be good. Maria, sorry if I said your name wrong. Do you still get scammers trying to request returns and lie about the condition of the phone? If yes, how do you try to avoid them or protect yourself from having to refund them? All right, so we're going to start the first part of this question. Do you ever get scammers trying to get returns and lying about the condition? Yeah, but not as much as I used to do. A lot of these scammers and people who try to get over are targeting those with little to no feedback. So now I have 500 plus feedback, 100% top rated seller. So I know what to do. I know how to list. I know all those things. These scammers are going after those who have maybe less than 10 feedback, who are just starting on eBay as far as selling. They go after those people because those people are inexperienced. Um, but at the end of the day, you get returns. I'm dealing with a return right now, actually, for a phone that's someone said isn't up to their standards. So I did mention that the phone had moderate wear and tear on it, but they graded it as heavy wear and tear. So it is what it is. I took the return. I'm gonna get that phone right back and resell it. And that's the good thing about this business. If you have you paid a good amount, or you paid the right amount for these phones, when you do get a return, find out if it is your fault, that hey, I can still make money off this phone. You know that you did pretty good as far as the buy. So if there is an issue, whether it's a speaker issue that you didn't check when you picked up the phone, you sold it, they want to return, just get the phone back, list it up the right way, and you should still get some of that money back. It's not a total loss when you are doing returns, and it's just part of business. It's just part of the game. If you get a return, accept it, move on, and just keep going. Some people who aren't in a good spot, they have to wait a little bit longer for that return. They can't do anything. Um, they can't do anything with their business because of that negative in their balance. But just keep pushing, keep doing the same thing you're doing. Pick up phones. Do some local sales if you can, since some of your money is going to be tied up with PayPal. But it happens. It happens to everybody. So that's to answer your question. And the only way you probably can protect yourself is to just be honest in the listing, and don't overhype your item. If it does have some scratches, don't say it's in perfect condition. So that's what I'd say about that one. Noah says, what will you do if you sold a phone and the buyer says something like Face ID or fingerprint scanner isn't working? That kind of piggybacks on that last question, but if it's something that you screwed up on, if you didn't check fingerprint scanner, iPhone X, you didn't check the Face ID, if that worked and it comes back to you as not working, then you can't really do anything but accept that return. That was your fault. But it's always a learning experience when you make that mistake. Now you know to check those two things when you're buying a phone. Um, but sometimes again, these eBay buyers do lie, and if they are lying and you get the return, just sell the phone at the same price as you sold it last time. It's going to sell regardless. So if you made that mistake, chalk it up as a loss, but it's a learning experience, and just relist it as is, or the condition that it was in. So that's to answer your question. Mark says, how do you determine the financial status of a phone if the phone still has money owed on it? So there are tons of IMEI check websites you can go through. Swappers, one of those generic checks you can use. Check esnfree.com as a generic check. But you want to get really deep into it, go to these different carrier checks, whether it's a T-Mobile website or AT&T website. Those are going to really tell you the financial status of the phone. So use that. Troy says, how many ads do you post per day per platform? Per platform, let me see. So it all kind of varies. It all kind of varies on how many leads I'm getting that day. If I'm doing a lot of other things besides phone flipping, I don't post like yesterday. I didn't really post at all. I posted maybe one marketplace ad, and I posted one let go ad. So I didn't do much, but on average, it's always one post marketplace. I might do 10 to 15 ads on the groups, but it all varies, guys. It's not like a set thing. The only thing that I do that's repetitive is get up and post. So you kind of have to fill it out, find out what works. Sometimes People in certain areas can just post on Marketplace once and be flooded with leads. They don't have to post on other platforms. But if you are, in an area that you have to use all those different platforms, then find out what works. If posting twice on Let Go works for you in your area, then do that. If Craigslist is dead, then don't worry about it. Don't post on Craigslist. But it all comes down to you in your area, and um, yeah. So just trial and error, figure that out, and then you'll be good. Jordan says, "Is Facebook Marketplace still the main platform that you receive most of your phones from?" Yeah, I'd say Facebook as a whole. Um, yeah, I get most of my phones from Facebook. You know, whether it's from Marketplace or if it's from the Facebook groups. But yeah, I do get most of my leads and my phones from Facebook. But the other platforms are also good because you might pick up one from Let Go, one from OfferUp, and the one from Craigslist that same day. So, um, you know, I like to utilize all of them. But yeah, to answer your question, Jordan, Facebook is the main source for my phones. Now that's all the Facebook group questions. Now I have a couple on Instagram as well. Again, you guys can follow me on Instagram at Smoove Flipper. So make sure you guys do that. I don't have much. I only have maybe a couple questions. So Tyler Fisher says, "What is your way of absolutely making sure that the phone you buy isn't stolen?" So again, using those IMEI check websites, using carrier check websites. I don't just focus on one site. I like to insert the IMEI on different sites to make sure I'm getting the right result. One might say clean, one might say this phone is reported lost or stolen. So you want to have more than one source to help you out with deciding if this is a clean or stolen phone. Next question. Have you had a chance to add newbies to the group on Facebook? So yeah, if you guys go into the description in this video, you're gonna see that there's a link to the Facebook group. That is basically for beginners. There's a lot of beginners in there who are just getting started. There are some guys who are in there who are intermediate level, and there are some advanced guys in there as well. So we're all just in there helping each other out, answering questions. I do a lot of my live videos in the Facebook group. So if you aren't in that group, you're missing out. Trust me. And last question: are you using the new shipping feature on OfferUp? If so, how was your experience? All right, so if you guys didn't know, OfferUp they added a new feature to where you can ship your phone to a buyer. So they give you that option. If you want to just sell your phone locally, then you can sell it locally, or you have an option to reach more people. And um, someone, let's say I'm in Idaho, so let's say someone in Florida wants to buy my phone after, I can go through OfferUp and use their payment system and all that to get the money and then ship it off. I've never used that. I posted some ads using that feature, and in all honesty, it's just a bunch of scammers. You know, I see a bunch of scammers on there, getting by with making fake accounts and stuff like that. So haven't had a personal experience with it yet, but just from what I've seen and the people replying to some of my posts were just scammers. So my conclusion of that would be that OfferUp shipping program is kind of like a scam. You know, I wouldn't trust it. I don't know much about it, but just by going off of maybe the one or two messages that I got from using that feature of um, fake profiles that were created that same day that wanted me to ship, a certain way. It just was a scam. So that's that. OfferUp again is great local. In some areas, it's great local. I still use it to sell phones. I've sold phones on there. I post ads on there. So as long as you're using it good in your local market, you should be fine. So yeah, that was the last question. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I was hoping to get more questions. So if you guys are in that group, if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, do that because I do this a lot where I make a post of people asking questions so that I can make a whole video about it. So I'm trying to get more questions in. So if you guys want to participate and have your question answered, then please, when I make that post as many questions as you can or want, and then I'll answer them. So again, if you enjoyed the video, if you found some value in this video, please drop a like. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.